Hello everyone and welcome to the Vintage Side. In this video I will be flipping through this Woman magazine from July 1943. The day that I'm filming this is actually the 19th of July 2022. So this magazine is exactly 79 years old. On the front cover we have a lovely postal worker and we've got this beautiful red postbox. I wish our postbox still looked like that. The first pages here are the 6th installment of the novel The Castle on the Hill by Elizabeth Goudge. These magazines would get a novel and each week it would have the next part of the novel, and that would encourage people to purchase the novel because obviously if they were reading this they wanted to find out what was going to happen next. This magazine is from 1943 and during that time the world was experiencing World War II. So as we go through this magazine there will be information and articles relating to World War II. One of the first things is here on the side we have a small article which is called Salute the Brave, and it mentions the soldiers who have received commendations or who have acted heroically in a particular place or during some of the fighting that the world was experiencing. Next we have a short story, and this one is The Little Sisters by Eve Orme. And as well as having the novels in these magazines, they also had short stories as well for people to read. Here we have a second short story in this magazine, and this one is The Heart's Low Sound by Vera Wynne Griffiths. We've got some beautiful illustrations here. I really enjoy these illustrations because it gives you an idea of the makeup, the hair, and the clothing that was worn at that time. Here on the side we've got some advertising. We've got an advert here for Rinso, and then we've got an advert for Sanders Pure Malt Extract, and this is actually still available today. And we've got the reference to World War II with the can wearing a soldier's hat there. Now we're coming into some of the articles that are in this magazine, and we've got this one which is a regular feature, and that is an article by a doctor talking about some medical issue of the day. And over here we have another article which is sort of a comedy. The person who's written the article, she talks about funny episodes that have happened in her life. She writes in such a way that it's really quite funny and really cute to read. Here we have a little recipe. This is a recipe for creating a dinner without using any meat, because the war started in 1939. So by the time we got to 1943, there was a lot of rationing happening. The magazines are encouraging people to make meals without meat. Here we have a beautiful full-page advert, and this is for artificial silk fabrics, and those designs are just gorgeous. These magazines are also really useful if you are someone who likes to create reproductions. This example of the prints that they would have been sewing with is really useful, and you can go to your own fabric store or search online and you can find something close to that, and your garment can look as authentic as you can get using today's fabrics. This feature here is another feature that's always in this particular magazine. It's called Betty's Notebook, and people write in requesting various types of garments and the magazine gives them an answer. And here we have some more advertising. HP sauce, and again a lot of the advertising is making reference to the efforts of the war. Okay, so we've got more fashion pages here. During the war there was a big push for everyone to make, do and mend. So here we've got a man's suit and it's giving people an idea of how they can reuse that. And we've got several more examples on this page as well. Next Next page we have our editors column, and then we've got some articles relating to women around the world in service. More articles on what's happening in the world with the war. And then down here, we've got some of our continuation of our short stories or the novels. This is a continuation for the novel, and the parts of the novel will be dotted throughout the magazine. And so then you had to flip to another page to continue reading the story that you were on. This whole page, again, is the continuation from the first story, and also we've got some jokes here as well. Continuation of our letters to the editor. Next page is more parts to the short stories and also the continuation, again, of the novel, The Castle on the Hill. This page is another feature which regularly appears in this particular magazine. It's called Ask Dorothy Dix. And again, it's people writing in with questions, and then Dorothy Dix replies. Continuation of our stories here and here. And this is another regular feature that appears in these magazines. Alan Marshall says. This is just a short article that appears each week, and each week it's on a different topic. This week it's Salute This Woman. Again, we have a continuation of our novel and some more jokes. And then another regular feature is the beauty mailbox. These are specific questions relating to beauty and health. And of course, we've got the answers to the letters that come in. The beauty mailbox is interesting because you can see a comparison between what issues and concerns they had 80 years ago compared to what we think and feel now. And also, this one gives you ideas on how they were doing their hair, what beauty products they were using, and that's useful if you're interested in using authentic products or authentic methods. Again, here is another continuation of one of those short stories. This is really interesting. I love reading through these. This is Your Day by the Stars. So back in the 40s, they were also having their horoscopes every week in the magazines. I think that's really sweet that that's something that we have today. And they were doing it back then as well. And this page is advertising various products for the household. This is the needlework department from the Homemaking Service Bureau in Sydney, Australia. These are products that are able to be purchased. So these napkins would be a plain napkin, and then the person who purchased them would add the embroidery. And here we come to the recipe pages. I love reading through the recipe pages. It's so much fun to see how things are still the same, how things have changed in terms of how we cook and eat our food. So this particular issue has a special about oranges and lemons, and all of these recipes are based around those ingredients. This is another feature which regularly appears in these magazines, and it's the Woman's Waste Not pattern service. So these patterns were able to be ordered and you could make them up yourself. Here we have a full page advert for nylon. This page has hints and tips that you can use around the house for you and your family. A little article here on how to dye garments, which is really useful. We have gardening tips, and then of course we have a bit of advertising there. Another advert. This is for Hotpoint Electrical, advertisement of the Australian General Electric Proprietary Limited. And so these are all the various products that the company makes. This is a feature that is regular to this particular magazine. It's called the Gallery of Stars, and each week the page has a particular number, and you could collect each star that came out each week and put them into your scrapbook or use them as posters in your bedroom. And so it was a particular movie star of the day, and down the bottom is just a little bit about them. Next pages are about Hollywood. So these articles are all about movies that are coming out, information about the stars of the day and what they've been up to. And then of course we've got more advertising. More advertising here for hand cream and shampoos. Continuing on from the Hollywood pages, we have a particular article which is about one movie star, and this comes every week, so you could learn about the film stars each week and what they were up to. Some more advertising. And then lastly, an advert for Arnotts Biscuits, which are still around today. This magazine is one of the many magazines that I have in my collection. If you are interested in getting a copy of this magazine yourself, digital copies are available on my Etsy shop, The Vintage Side. I have over 100 digital magazines listed in my shop, and they range from the 20s all the way through to the 50s, and I'm adding new titles every week. If there is a particular magazine or year that you're looking for, do let me know and I'll see if I can get that for you. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to find me anywhere else online, I have an Instagram, Facebook, Etsy shop, Pinterest, a website, and a coffee page where you can support my business if you choose to. Please remember to like and subscribe and to ring the bell so you receive notifications every time I post a new video. If you do all of those things, it really helps my channel and I would really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!